Hello.
So
Oh no.
as it is, this funny bear. So where the party left off, they were resting in Hill's Edge Inn. As it is, Solaire had willingly joined the side of the party, which again, I
Quite surprised about.
that's a level 10 paladin, level 2 rogue you've got in the pocket.
Yeah.
There we
Ah.
go.
That's how we roll. We take in all the strays.
Yep.
I mean, look at Darmond.
What do you mean? Fuck you!
So, waking up in the morning in not the Worried Wyvern Inn, that place got blown up. Basically, what uninhabited warehouse they had available for you. The morning is interrupted by Aranax just storming in immediately. That two-faced son of a bitch!
Would you keep your mouth shut? I'm exhausted, Trev.
He's gone. He's gone!
I know. Fucking read this, and I'll kind of throw a letter and a journal over to him, and you guys will notice that kind of Chompy's right there next to me, and it's kind of like sort of sleeping as well.
Xanth probably would have been praying.
As it is, you do see Chompy, the green dragon wormling with Darmond, yet you don't see either of the other chromatic wormlings.
Oh no.
As Aranax takes the letter and reads it out. Alright, here we go. Translated from a Draconic. Aranax, I believe the mother has made a calling for me. She placed the dragon staff to our bags. We will head to save those wormlings of the undying queen. We will meet again in the Dragon Ward, Golden One. You have my word. Hello, sorry for the sudden leave. We're to get more puppies, and we'll see you again later in Waterdeep. Dance with the trees, you guys. Love, Viraline. As he can kind of see a flower crown and a black scale set on top of the parchment, both of which he just sort of tosses off.
Xanth stands up and looks at him and says, "They've taken the staff."
It was not in my bag. It was not in my bag.
And they've taken the wormlings.
Two of them.
No,
Looks of it.
Chompy, come back.
Valeria's gonna nudge Darmond with her foot.
What, lass? Fuck off! I've had a late night.
We have stolen dragon staff and stolen babies. Get up.
I know. Chompy came back. We've got to fucking carry him back to here. I'm tired. Leave me alone. 5 more minutes, please.
Valeria's gonna
wait,
look to
hold on.
see.
You saw this.
No. Who do you think found the fucking letter? Just. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fine, I'm up. Okay. So I went looking for them last night. Wanted to make sure Chompy and the other two were okay. I suppose the Ygorl lady we've just been friends with. But everything happened yesterday, so I went looking. Managed to track him a little bit, and then I saw Chompy here. Oh, little bugger. Poor bugger. He literally was flying back to me. He was absolutely exhausted. By the sounds of it, from what he said, from what Trumpy said to me, he went back to the mother, the queen, or something like that, and didn't like her.
They refer to
He's
Tiamat.
He was afraid of her, so he came back here. Poor bugger.
It was
just
right in front of
literally.
me. It was told to me straight, completely. In the night, when I spoke with the Black Drake, he admitted to being the Black Head given flesh. The Black Head of Tiamat given flesh. I was willing to look past it that night, considering everything else that I had looked past that night. Especially considering that he had said he was here to help preserve both metallic and chromatic dragon wormlings. To quote, preserve the balance, as he put it. I'm fairly certain that the "we'll return to the Dragon Ward" was a blatant lie. Right. Oh.
But we do have one bit of good news.
And what's that?
I kind of sort of put a soft hand on Chumpy. This one knew better than to do that. He came back. He was afraid of her. Didn't like her. Preferred our company. So, I guess some chromatics can be trusted.
He made a choice.
You just hear the green wormling say the word, "Uncle."
Aye, boy.
Well, that just goes to prove that every creature has a choice to make. Chompy made his.
Still, they'll be after the rest of the chromatic wormlings. If they have Tiamat at their back, they'll be able to find the wormlings far easier, especially after they saw the map. And with the dragon staff, they'll have far more ability to control the dragons, or at the very least, survive them.
Do we still have the map?
We do still have the map.
A copy? I think I have
Yes.
that one. But
So why did you give me the journal?
there's a weird poem in there about the black one. I had a suspicion. I read it and I had a suspicion it was talking about the kobold.
Really? That's strange.
You know, the dickhead that tried fucking with us yesterday.
Yes, I know what you mean. Hold on, let me take a look. As he sort of flips near to the end. Vuthajesk the Terrible. Alright. His wings were as massive as the clouds, his scales as dark as the night, his jaws as wide as a mountain. Yet Black Fang was a truly pathetic sight. Alright? When Black Fang roared, his enemies burst into laughter. When Black Fang flapped his wings, his enemies wondered how the dragon could get any fatter. Ancient was Black Fang, thousands of years old, ancient was Black Fang, and yet in a battle of wits he was the first to fold. A stone in the snow, a stolen message stolen faster, a stone in the snow, Black Fang became the giant prankster. Tricked by a wizard, he gave the metallic his heart. Tricked by a wizard, truly Black Fang was doomed from the start. Ambitions of a god, intelligence of a kobold, savior of dragonkind, at least until he gets a cold. Who wrote this, and not a very good poet. At the peak of his power, at his final hour, as he was consumed by the green light, Black Fang was a truly pathetic sight. That's where it ends.
And Dharma, do you believe that this is kobold?
Well, after what... Possibly? I mean... But after what you was saying about the Drake being ahead of fucking the bitch, maybe it was him or the kobold, or maybe they're both one and the same. Going something else. Your staff has been taken.
I was planning to do some research on Vuthajesk, so it's interesting. He was general for the Mad Dragon.
Yes, Vuthajesk was a general for the Mad Dragon. As it is, he was... I suppose he was one of the most rebellious black dragons of his time. I don't know all that much about him, but I know that he was not seen very favorably, even by other chromatic dragons.
Maybe that's... You know the theory I had? Maybe Vuthajesk is the kobold guy, and maybe he's being this is his way of he managed to lay low during the war thing, and maybe he's after the staff to direct the war to get his body back or some shit. God, this is good. You think you make sense of something, and then 5 steps fucking go the other way.
Maybe so. I will say that there is something strange about the poem that I notice. It says, at the very end, at the peak of his power, at his final hour, he was consumed by the green light. The green light. The only thing the only green light I can think of that makes sense would be the breath weapon of the Mad Dragon, which was essentially an acidic fire breath. So, green fire. From what I understood from the stories, Vuthajesk was killed by the Mad Dragon. It's a possibility that this was put in the poem to mislead, but if it was connected to Vuthajesk, if whoever wrote it was connected to Vuthajesk, it seems quite, for lack of a better word, critical.
So, which wizard tricked him?
Well, if my memory serves, the Mad Dragon himself tricked him. The Mad Dragon was he was a steel dragon, if I remember correctly, taking on the guise of a human in most cases, an archmage.
Wait. So, question for you. How did the Mad Dragon die?
The Mad Dragon, from what I understand, was slain by an adventuring party known as the Godslayers about 1.5 years ago, during the Battle of Alonduil, and yes, pretty much about that time.
I'm wondering if you said he was a archmage, he could do really powerful magic.
He could.
You said he could do like. What if now this could be batshit fucking crazy, or I'm tired, or both? What if my theory and the Mad Dragon was one and the same, and somehow he managed to escape his death? Well, consciousness-wise, and the kobold is that mad fucker in a kobold's body.
The Mad Dragon did despise dragons, I suppose. Ironically enough, one consistent trait remembered is that he had a clear hatred of dragons, both metallic and chromatic, for whatever reason. there is one major flaw in the idea. He didn't die on the island of Alonduil. He died in the plane called the Black Sewers, a realm created and controlled by a demonic demigod known as Raxabort, who died during the conflict and whose realm collapsed in on itself.
The fucker managed to just say die to you the other day, and well, look what happened there. So the
There were
realms
a
of
lot There were a lot of liches involved in that war, I won't lie. And if this was the Mad Dragon, even a fragment of him, I'm not sure we would have been able to survive.
What
Maybe
about the
his
heart?
powers-
What significance is the heart?
The heart, if I remember correctly, the lightning heart was a magic item that the Mad Dragon gave his servants to try to control them. He essentially surgically removed their actual heart and replaced it with a metal version that gave them certain powers and also operated as a bomb that he could trigger at any time. Of course, he rarely let his servants know that before the heart was implanted.
These guys are like a right piece of goddamn work. But what if, he said we wouldn't even stand a chance? What if it's only, he's really dwindled his power after getting shit kicked out of him by the Godslayer guys? They sound like a good bunch of guys.
Well, I will say this. The Godslayers, if I remember correctly, included Open Lord Jackson.
Oh! He was one of them!
He was.
Oh!
He was actually a very key member in the final battle against Voranatar.
One thing that doesn't make sense also is the armor of the kobold. Taking the colors
Yes,
of Tiamat herself, it wouldn't seem like something the Mad Dragon would do.
It does seem somewhat off. It almost looks, in hindsight, like a mockery of Tiamat, like an insult. The Mad Dragon hated dragonkind, but he was not the type to toy with people like that. It was always he embodied the worst versions of what a metallic dragon could be.
Yet,
Overly self-righteous is a major trait.
yet the poem says that Uthajesk was a prankster.
Yes.
That sounds more like our kobold friend.
Hey.
I mean, besides even the obvious of ambitious of a god, intelligence of a kobold, and savior of dragonkind. Like, when we were dealing with those kobolds, they were like, even said that.
Oh god.
Got to her!
her.
Yep. She was too close to the truth.
I'm back. Sorry, my cat.
That was a really bad timing to do that.
My cat stood on my computer and did something to
You were too close.
Get out. The
Too
cat
close to the truth.
Noah booted
What
you
was
out.
the last thing that I said that you guys heard?
Said something about while you were speaking to the kobolds.
Yeah, and I mean, I could have sworn, like, someone said that they were gonna save the kobold race. Like, I don't remember. I don't think it was him. I think it was the other scary dude.
Yes, the red one.
The dickhead.
Yeah.
Dickhead.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe this kobold dickhead is the Wolford. Oh, what? Got too many bloody names, the man. Jesus, Darman doesn't like it. What's we call it?
It's why I'm keeping a journal.
Arnax, dragons can take other forms, correct?
dragons can take other forms, although in cases where they feel isolated, where they feel in control, it makes sense for them to take on that true form if it means success, wouldn't it? That's the part that doesn't make any sense to me.
Unless he does
maybe
not
that
want people to know that it's him. Perhaps he's
perhaps,
trying to
Suppose,
hide
but
his identity.
perhaps that last bit was maybe that last bit was the last bit was true. Maybe he was consumed by the breath of the mad dragon, and he says Blackfang was truly a prophetic sight. Maybe he was damaged beyond repair and he's had to sort of hop into a new body. Now he's going
it's
around.
possible. If the stories I heard about Blackfang were true, he was also a powerful wizard in his own right, especially after he became a servant of Voranatar. He learned spell casting and learned wizard spells up to, well, up to the level we saw that kobold using.
So a kobold, now Blackfang, who's maybe he's given himself the title of that Dragon King to kind of piss all over the Mad Dragon's title as a bit of a, well, prank, sort of a joke to him. In joke as such.
Maybe. As it is, if nothing else, if the plan is to go to Candlekeep, which this poem might actually be a way to help get us inside.
So we got the map and the
It is
poem. That's good. Sorry.
With the poem and the copy of the map, it should be enough.
Let us hope so.
If nothing else, in Candlekeep itself, the city is, well, a city of knowledge.
Yes.
So there are chances that they have answers pertaining to this that I simply do not have.
Yes, and might be able to do some research on Vuthajesk while we're there. There may be more information available.
Something I'm gonna look into as well, and I'm not book smart, so I may need help, guys. But I got a feeling there's something on the Waterdeep, something that no one even properly knows, and if there's any sort of I want to research maybe a bit of the history of Waterdeep, like the beginnings of it, sort of thing. I don't know. I'm not book smart, but Darman's been doing a lot of thinking lately, and it just fucking hurts his head.
Well, I mean,
of course.
it sounds like a good idea. I'm slightly interested in hearing about perhaps other avatars or angels of other gods coming down.
Oh yeah, we got that shit to deal with as well. Oh, what the hell is going on in this world at the minute?
I don't know, but we're the luckiest bunch in the world.
I know. What the fuck was that thing? The skull guy. Jesus, that thing. Anyway, appreciate the save yesterday there, Farnax. Whew, you couldn't time that day any better.
No problem. For the record, it seemed fun. It's funny to me. The kobold seemed incapable of facing both myself and the Paraghost at the same time, or at the very least, with both my breath weapon and his hellfire orb. He immediately retreated, as though with some sort of teleportation magic. He didn't even cast a spell. It was almost as if there was an enchantment placed upon him. It forced him to retreat after a certain point of damage.
Is there a magic that could do that?
Yes. The spell Contingency. It's a 6th level spell, I believe.
Maybe he was expecting you to get involved? Or maybe he was just backing his... I mean, if I was going to go into towards a load of fuckers, I don't want to...
One thing I noticed. The spell lasts about 10 days, if I remember correctly. It's possible that he simply keeps the contingency on him at all times.
Perhaps he's just a coward.
would fit.
Possibly.
It would fit.
Well, I mean, that sounds perfectly right.
I mean, what did you say? A battle of wits. He would be the first to fold, and it was a pathetic sight. And I mean, next time I see him, I'm going to call him a fat bastard just to get a rise out of him. But hey, Chunky, maybe you should lay off the sheep.
You wish. That seems like a good way to perish, but if you wish to go down that road, by all means.
Let's see if the mood takes me.
How long will it take us to get to Candlekeep?
Let's see here. It'll take about a day to get to Trial, which will be the next stop. Be about 9 hours, and it'll be a bit of a drag to get there, but it should be fine.
Where's Solaire right now?
Solaire is currently resting in the warehouse.
Okay.
Same as Crib.
Okay. Perhaps Solaire can give you his ability to make you go faster, as he did before.
Well, that's what I'm counting on. Might be able to help me get there without too much trouble.
We should probably get underway then.
After that, I think it might take maybe 2 or 3 days to get to Candlekeep from the air. I'll have to see.
I mean,
So,
maybe we should get some overnight stuff to get some stuff ready for traveling over in town.
Yeah, we should also get Solaire a sword, just in case we run into trouble, or some other weapon.
Then having a blacksmith make a copy of it so that he can continue to have a weapon at his side, as well as have to answer for that when he returns to his order.
Well, making a copy, boy, it's gonna take time. I don't think we have too much of that.
I think we might have better luck in the Candlekeep with wizards and stuff.
That was my plan.
But
Oh, okay.
but for
But
now,
for right now,
we just need to get him a sword and shit. Some tents
Yeah.
and some food. We need some food. We need to get some other things, supplies. We need to get some whiskey, dwarven ale, food, some other food.
yeah, he does. Yeah, I guess Darman does have a spare mall.
Hey, I like this mall. Bessie and Dave they're having a. Oh, they're getting to know each other a bit better.
do we want to give Solaire a magical weapon is the other question.
Let's just get him a sword for now and see what happens. Let's give him a little trust exercise, cause.
Oh, thanks to the part the party played last night in Hill's Edge, helping to save the mayor's life. The party is allowed to restock, both on terms of rations, as well as allowing to get an extra sword to work with.
Okay, so how many
Let's say
rations does that give? Sorry, go on.
Considering the fact you've got an adult gold dragon and a bunch of wormlings, or like 4 wormlings with you, I'd say, I don't know, 80 rations.
So we got enough for the journey.
I mean, hopefully.
I
It's
mean,
about the idea is to try to last for about 8 days.
So am I putting 80 rations in my bag of holding?
I'm not sure even the bag of holding could handle all that.
I don't know. I mean,
It might.
what is it?
I'll go ahead and say that it is. Either way, the party is able to carry this stuff.
Okay.
Either in the bag or on Aranax's back.
Oh, I guess. I don't know which would be better.
How much would a tent be?
How much would a 10 be?
Yeah.
Well, think about all the food that an adventurer eats in a day. Now times that by 10.
I mean, a ration's meant to be enough for a day, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's 80 rations.
That's just I've got 7 on me, so I can kind of eliminate me for 7 days.
I've got 10 on me.
Yep.
So we're pretty good on that. But yeah, how much? I would like to see if I could buy 3 tents, 3 or 4 tents, for like setting up a camp sort of thing.
Again, price isn't really necessary. Given the service that you've already done for Hill's Edge, they're pretty much allowing you to use it.
Okay.
Okay.
So each one of us, if you add a
Gets a tent.
yeah, we'll carry the tents on our backs, and then each tent's a 2-person, so that's 3 tents will be like plenty. Obviously, my tent will have me and Chompy.
Well, then I guess also I'm gonna just pick up a dagger. It's always good to have a little knife, just in
You
case.
find a knife, just a little dagger, abandoned in the alleyways with a tiny bit of blood drop nearby.
Well, waste not, want not.
Oh no, that's good find.
Yep.
I don't think there's anything else we need, is there?
I'm gonna get another set of arrows just in case, but other than that, I'm good.
Hey, Xanth, anything you thinking we might need on the road?
I typically travel light.
I don't know.
So as it is, the party should have everything they need for the journey.
Ideal.
Is there anything else that the party feels like they're forgetting?
Does this town sell potions of healing?
Yes, in the Temple of Cry of Joy, they do sell basic potions of healing.
Maybe buy a few of those for emergency use?
So it would be more like there'd be a potion shop for it. It's a small city. There should be somebody. Anyways, you were gonna, so how many were you planning on buying?
I'll buy 4.
Alright, so that should be 200 gold.
Okay, I'll take that off and add 4.
Alright.
I will also buy 2.
Okay, so that is 6.
How much gold would that be?
For 2, that would be 100.
Okay.
So I've got 5 potions of healing on me, so we've got some emergency uppers.
Yeah, I got 3 of them.
Wonderful. Party is just decked out in healing potions.
We don't have a healer.
Well, sort of.
To be fair, technically you have 2 paladins with lay on hands.
Yeah.
We have half a party of healers.
This is just in case they can't get to us.
Yeah.
Because some of us are either
Always be prepared.
or in the back.
It's like my ma and pa would say, fail to prepare, prepare to fail. Or was it the other way around? Yeah,
As it is, party is leaving Hill's Edge.
Yes.
Travel montage.
So as it is, you fly across mountainous ranges, great forests below the surface, grasslands. You even pass what looks to be a small town on the way through. flying above a town of what looks to be a bunch of gnomes. Continuing on your way to make time, the nearest stop, and really the next stop for Aranax, is a small village which had been incorporated into the kingdom of Eltergard, known as Triel. And as you approach the village, things feel just a tad off.
Anybody get this sense that something isn't right? Or am I just...
What do we see?
So, the village of Trial appears to be a quaint little place, a nest of houses and trees broken up by an occasional patch of green land, inhabited by either a holy altar or a graveyard. The town is quiet, abnormally quiet. As you approach the village square from the air, you see no villagers dotting the streets. You hear no sounds of dogs barking, children playing, nothing but the whistling of the wind. That and the sound of someone rubbing cloth across steel.
say claw?
Cloth.
Cloth.
Oh.
Rubbing cloth across steel.
Okay, that's what I was double checking, because I was like...
As it is, Aranax goes ahead and says, "Alright, this is where I'm going to have to land. I don't exactly have much more space to move. I've pretty much done my time for the day."
Okay. Let's be a little on guard, because something's... aiming my jammies.
Yeah. I was gonna say, as like we're landing and stuff, I want to take a look around to see if I notice maybe specifically where the cloth and the steel is coming from.
As you get to the ground, you finally spot somebody. A bald human male donned in heavy armor, likely splint mail. You notice that he appears to be cleaning his blade, a greatsword by the looks of it. The man appears to have scratches on his armor, likely from some sort of battle. As he sees the dragon descend from the skies, he appears dumbstruck. Huh? What's that? Oh, that's a dragon!
Aye, calm down, bloody hell. Act like you've never seen a dragon before.
Zan, you mentioned that you wanted to use Divine
Yes.
Sense? As you come to the ground, absolutely. You use Divine Sense and essentially scanning this guy. He does appear to be humanoid. Human. At the very least, you don't sense any signs of aberrations or undead about him.
What about good or evil?
His alignment appears... Well, again, you're not able to really tell the alignment.
Okay.
Again, the thing basically tells if it's a fiend or an
So he
aberration
seems
or
to be
something.
surprised by the sight of the dragon and doesn't seem to be aggressive, at least at the moment.
No, he does not appear to be aggressive.
Okay, then I will approach him and greet him. Good afternoon. We're just passing through. My name is Jalzanth, and you are?
The man appears jittery. Almost a tad paranoid, yet when he sees you, he kind of stands up in a forced, confident look as he says, My name is Moran Gorn, a Hell Rider from the city of Elturel. I've been assigned to guard this village and wait for its new settlers to arrive.
Wait, what happened to the old ones? Don't put on the act, boy. You look like you're about a minute from pissing your armor there.
A wizard happened.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Kobold wizard?
Another one.
Never seen a kobold around here. Maniac we saw was a high elf. We came to investigate and we found the town empty and him conducting rituals.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I am the only survivor, but we stopped him. Sent word back to Elturel, waiting for new settlers, new guards to relieve me.
So this wizard was
Are you...
performing experiments on the villagers?
We don't know. We saw alchemical stands and other odds and ends. I'm not much of a wizard myself, so I can't be sure. Don't remember seeing any of the bodies.
So where are they?
Are you intending on staying here?
Well,
That was kind of the plan.
Well, there's not exactly any habited buildings, but the old inn, the Singing Win Inn, is probably decent enough.
okie dokie. So, if you haven't found any of the bodies, where were they? Did you... What the hell are they?
I don't know. I don't remember.
What do you mean you don't remember?
As it is, I think they might have been burned or maybe consumed by acid. I think he might have destroyed the bodies. I don't know. I can't remember quite as much as I would like to from that incident. I've been blocking some of it out.
Now, this next question's very important. So I'm gonna need an honest answer, my friend. Where's the whiskey?
Whiskey should be in the Singing Wind Inn.
Ideal.
I think it was wine.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm gonna have a headache tomorrow. I think you should.
As it is.
I think you should join us, boy. Looks like you've had a bit of a rough time, and
Well, I need to maintain watch. I can't leave my post.
don't worry. If something kicks off, I'll make sure to kick its ass. I got Bessie and Dave with me. I'll point to my great axe and mule. They're a sweet couple. They've just got together. They're looking for a few dates, to get to know each other. So anything turns up, perfect timing.
I'm glad you feel confident about that. But again, it's more for duty reasons. And this is where I need to
We
stand.
respect duty, my friend. We will leave you to it. You can tell Xanthus trying to shoo Darmond on. Stop trying to get the guy drunk.
But he's had a rough time. He needs to get. We say this as we walk away. It's like, look at him. He's about one goal away from pissing his fucking armor there. He needs a drink.
Yes, he is afraid, but I'm not sure drink will get any better.
Oh, it will.
This meant to make it worse.
It was steady. No, it won't. It'll steady his nerves. It'd be fine. Look at me. I perform better when I'm drunk.
Yes,
do I not?
your dwarven constitution is a little different than the rest of us, my friend.
Not everyone is like Darmond. There's only one Darmond, and that is you.
There's only one me. There's only one Darmond, but I could have a trainee Darmond. Apprenticeship swing.
Are we trying to take in another stray?
I mean, it seems to be our thing.
Xanth gives Darmond a playful push. as they're going through the door of the.
And then I just push him into a wall. Like, oops, sorry, John.
You see Solaire and hear him say, "Well, if it's all the same to you, I would like to, stand watch near him. Just sort of keep an eye on him. That seem fair?"
Yes, I was planning to assist in the watch myself as well. Go for it.
Oh, does anybody want to get fucking
Yeah.
drunk around here?
As it is, enjoy yourselves in there. I think it should be fine.
Xanth looks at Darwin and says, "You knew I don't partake. Never have, never will."
I no, I don't believe that. You've been rubbing off on me. I'm gonna rub off on. Actually, no, best not to say that.
Once Xanth gets you guys in and settled in, he'll probably step out and sort of look around a bit.
Last.
So,
Oh, sorry.
the streets themselves appear relatively empty. There's no signs of carts, no signs of, like no balls in the street or really any evidence of civilization aside from the buildings themselves.
So there's no remains or blood or anything like that?
Nope, nothing.
That's a little weird. Not going to lie.
The town seems completely empty.
Say, Aranax, what sort of rituals would involve complete use of bodies?
I suppose he could try and use a disintegrate spell. But that's a 6th level slot, and that's quite expensive to use on just destroying every villager body he came across. Besides, that turns someone to ash, not necessarily deletes them entirely.
Yeah, that's. Is there like the spooky magic that does things to people's bodies?
There is one thing I remember. During the Slaadi invasion, there were black weapons that creatures used, which allowed them to. Essentially, when they killed something with a spell, the body and the soul both disappeared, being consumed by the Slaad Lord of Entropy. Theoretically, if the creature had one of those black weapons, this wizard, he could have destroyed the bodies as well as anything else in the town. Left no trace.
No offense to anyone who likes magic, but I'm really starting to not trust wizards.
To be fair, the black weapons were mostly, weapons, like tridents and long swords. Only a few stabs and wands.
I get that. It's not that, but another wizard causing trouble after that kobold guy,
Yes.
and then,
I agree.
I'm really starting not to like wizards. And then there's that dickhead that blew me up. You understand why I'm
Okay.
getting a bit...
Yes, I completely understand.
But...
So... Oh, yeah, absolutely. I can put his name in the group notes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, while Darwin and Arnex are talking, Valeria's gonna try to scope out the inn, see if there's anything hidden, any hidden doors.
So, as it is... Nice. As you enter the inn, the Seeing Wind Inn appears to be in relatively good condition for its age. Fine oak tables and chairs line the main floor, and lovely beds with red cloth are found in each of the inn's 8 bedrooms. Behind the counter, white bottles rest on an old shelf. Unlit torches dot the quiet inn, including one next to the red wine shelf. by the door and what looks to be in a hallway leading into the bedrooms.
Question.
Mhm.
Does it look like it's not been disturbed for a while? Is there like a layer of dust?
Strangely, well, no, it doesn't appear like there's much dust. As it is, it seems relatively well kept.
Okay. That's actually good news.
So, as it is, what does the party do?
Head to the wine shelf.
Absolutely.
I will take a bottle, pull a cork off, a little, and then a little, just a sort of general swig, just to steady my nerves after yesterday's events of the previous day, sort of all that shit. Darwin needs a little steadying.
Definitely wasn't clear about it before, but I will go ahead and point out that at this point, it has fallen to nighttime.
Hey lass, you want a nightcap?
Xanth is making his way back to
Yeah.
Morgaine.
In a few
Absolutely.
in a few moments. Blair is gonna walk near one of the torches and like kind of snap her fingers and use prestidigitation to light it. But then she, like I said, she wants to see if there's even like maybe like a cellar door or something.
Okay. If you want to, roll an investigation check.
Oh, that's a neat trick. I'll try clicking my fingers too and light it. Why is it?
Only special half elves can do
I'm a
that.
special dwarf. I should.
You're good at drinking. That's an 8.
That's an 8. As it is, you light the torches across the inn, but you notice nothing really happens. As it is, the lighting up the torches does reveal what's in a few of the rooms, though, as you're kind of lighting everything there. By the looks of it, most of the rooms seem relatively well kept. But rooms 2, 4, 5, and 7 appear to be somewhat messy, with the beds turned over and desks torn apart.
Like someone was looking for something.
I mean, what
Potentially.
would be hidden in an inn?
Letters, a box, components. People are weird.
You want to try to look for something in there?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll do it too. And I'll just go out of the corner of the room. You'll just hear Kriv go, "Gold."
As you search through the rooms, specifically inside room number 4, there appears to be a note sitting on the edge of the turned over bed. As you look behind yourselves towards the door, you'll see scratched into the wall a sort of message. So there's the note and the message. Which one do you want first?
The
What's
message.
the message on the wall?
You see, scratched into the wall, the message, "Among the 2 doors, one must open the first, then seal it, then open the second, and seal it as well. You cannot allow what lies beyond the first to reach what is beyond the second. The blacksmith knows."
Fuck.
Can we get that in notes? I got among 2 doors and then I stopped.
So that's what the message that was carved into the wall says?
Yes.
God, I'm getting shining vibes.
You see 2 girls stood next to each other. Run, lass. Just run.
Yeah.
So, The note reads as such. December 25th, 1489 DR. I have been having a hard time adjusting to my new position lately. Marcus has demanded that the villagers leave their homes behind. Soon. Says it's for their safety. Still not sure they'll believe him, but one can hope.
That was like 2 years ago, right?
The current year is 1491, so yes, that was 2 years ago.
Okay, so whatever's been happening here has been happening for a couple of years. That's so. So it says you got to seal one door before opening the next.
You put that in the notes also, Ian.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Anything that we see or read or experience.
I mean, to be fair, it's
Yep.
Zamf, you're outside at the minute.
Oh yeah, I heard Valeria ask that earlier, so I was just
absolutely.
reminding him.
Yeah,
So,
I'm a slow writer sometimes.
oh wait, what the hell am I
Let's
doing?
go.
Anyways,
Yeah,
Sorry.
Xantha's headed out to talk to Moraine, and he feels like there's more to the story he wants to find out.
And we're currently playing Sherlock Dermond and Valeria Watson.
Wait, why am I the Sherlock? I have the.
lowest intelligence is the only solution.
Because it makes it so perfect. You have done so many things that like Sherlock has done in stories. So yeah.
I was gonna say it's usually Watson figuring everything out anyway, isn't it?
Ooh, shots fired.
Yeah. Okay, among two doors, one must open first and seal it, and open the second and seal it as well. You can't allow what lies beyond the first to reach what is beyond the second. The blacksmith knows. So maybe we should go to the blacksmith. Or maybe we should go to the other rooms, see if there's more clues.
So, Xanth, as you head to Moraine, you see Solaire trying to strike up a conversation with him. So what exactly was this elf like? Like, you know what he was after? No. Don't know what his goal was. Still don't know. Problematic. Listen, I'd rather not talk about it. So what do you do?
Can I roll an insight check on that guy?
Absolutely.
It's an 18.
18. As it is, it seems like the man is jumbled. His memory is kind of all over the place. He's hesitant to tell the truth, but at the same time, he's also not trying to lie.
I'm going when I approach him. I'm going to sort of chime in right at the end of Solaire's question, since I was walking up right about that time. And I'm going to use my Emissary of Peace to give me a bonus to persuasion as I try to get him to go ahead and think about what happened and see if he can remember.
Absolutely.
I'll just say it is important to our safety as well as yours that you try to remember what happened.
Understood.
Oh, let me roll persuasion, sorry. That's going to be an 18 on persuasion.
Okay. So, as he says, all right. The wizard was named Oris, I think. His name was Oris. He was I can't remember. I think he was an evocation wizard. You know, fireballs and lightning bolts kind of guy. As it is, we came in with 20 Hell Riders. We explored the town with rumors that he had driven the villagers from their homes. It was because he was connected to somebody. Because he was connected to...
Yes.
Marcus. He was connected to someone named
Marcus.
That was that name. It meant something. I remember. I don't remember what it meant.
You said there were 20 of you strong when you arrived. So this wizard was able to wipe
They
out
all
19 of
perished
you.
in the battle. Yes, we were not prepared. We were nowhere near as prepared as we thought.
How is it that you were able to survive?
I was lucky. When the fireballs came, they killed my friends, but I managed to survive.
Yes.
When the last compatriot of mine drove his sword into Oris's heart, he died of his wounds, but I survived.
I know it feels like to lose everyone you're with. I too met with tragedy at a point when my order was ambushed. Not a good feeling for anyone.
No, not at all. Honestly, I'm just waiting for my duty to be over. Waiting for those settlers to come back.
How did you get word to your order that this happened? If you were the only survivor.
How did I send word? I must have used a carrier pigeon or maybe a sending stone. I might have used a sending stone.
You don't remember?
I'll have to look through my bags. No. Meanwhile, back in the Singing Wind Inn, Valeria.
Yes.
Back, by the way.
For a split second, things change in the inn. The chairs and table of the Singing Wind Inn suddenly become lined with scratch marks and permeated with bloodstains. In rooms 2, 4, 5, and 7, there is no wall separating the bed from the outside world, with trails of blood leading into the streets. The only thing that looks completely the same are the unlit torches, which seem to be carefully kept in place in contrast to the wild chaos around it. And just as soon as you see it, things return to normal.
And I'm the only one that saw that. Derman
Yes.
didn't see. There's some funky shit going, and I quickly described what I just saw.
But, lass, I'm the one drinking, not you.
I don't think I should be drinking.
Exactly, if you're seeing that shit sober, God knows what the hell. Can I take... What would be the expression on Valeria's face right now if I looked up and had a look?
Shock, probably.
Shock, confusion, kind of a little. She's like, kind of her head's on a swivel.
You're not taking the piss, are you, lass? You... Okay.
I wouldn't joke about this.
Okay. So you said you saw blood trails heading to the center of town?
The blood trail simply led into the streets from essentially an opening where there should have been the wall.
Okay, I say we go back and talk to fucker. Let's go rejoin Xanth and that, because yeah, if you're looking like that and you've
Should we take a quick glance at the other rooms though, real quick?
I think
As it is, I assume that you pretty much explore those rooms, or at least see into them enough to know that they're about. You've pretty much explored the rooms.
Okay, so no other secret messages. Okay.
so.
No, not there.
I will pick up to.
So the party regroups back near the city square or the
Yeah.
village square.
Yeah.
Right. There is some freaky deaky shit going on in this town, Xanth, boy.
What are you talking about?
Well, rooms in the inn were tossed around. We found a note. Well, 2 notes.
Gonna hand the note. Gonna hand the note to
Yep.
Xanth.
Show the note to Xanth.
And
Unfortunately, we can't bring the other note because it's attached to the wall.
It's carved into the wall.
So there's a note carved into the wall saying, among 2 doors, one must be opened and sealed, the second must be opened and sealed. That allows something beyond the first to basically reach what's beyond the second.
When Darman
For some reason, the blacksmith knows about
Darman
this.
says all this stuff, Xanth
Yeah.
just kind of gives him this quizzical look, like what?
I don't. And then last, you might want to tell what you saw first. Is that fucking spooked you?
Yeah, I saw, and then I explained what I saw with the room.
So
the
as
blood,
all of this is being said, and as Xanth reads the note, he looks at Moraine, and he says, "Marcus, you mentioned the name Marcus."
I did. I'm trying to remember who Marcus was.
This note says,
As Aranax actually pipes up. As he says, Marcus. That was an alias, an alternative name for Voranatar, the Mad Dragon.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The date is set for December 25th, 1489.
yes, 2 years ago.
Mhm.
That would make it at least months before the War of the Mad Dragon.
Oh.
Possible there's some memory Valeria saw, or is it maybe that the truth is being concealed by magic?
It's difficult to say at this point.
Xanth looks at
Have to
Solaire
find
and
out.
says, "Is there anything, any spells or anything you have that can help us with this?"
I suppose I could use detect magic. That would probably help.
Well, what about this gentleman? Like, the way he seems to be talking, something seems off. Is there something you guys can do to help him?
Solaire boy, do that detect magic, because it might ping something you might want to have a look at. Put out the sensor. Beep, beep.
Xanth nods at Solaire.
I believe you already used divine sense, but I suppose I could use it a second time.
No, I think we could do the detect magic sort of thing. Yes.
Yes. That seems fair. As he sort of holds out his hand and sort of brings it to his chest plate. As a golden glow begins to radiate around. And as he scans the area nearby, he says, "Nope, not like any sort of, not like any sort of magic that I've encountered, or at the very least, nothing I can detect.
Okay. Well,
Might not be magic."
Yes. Mention the blacksmith.
that's it.
That's what the one message on the walls
Apparently
said.
he knows.
Perhaps,
Don't know what the fuck he knows, but
perhaps we should investigate that. Laeral, do you want to stay here with Moraine?
I think I'll come with you. Might be good to have somebody who can distribute detect magics in case we find anything.
that's a good shout.
Xanth nods and let's.
Lorraine, I know your memory is
In
a
that
bit
case-
patchy. Where's the blacksmith?
The blacksmiths, yes, that should be around the corner to the left, straight past the inn.
Okie dokie. Wanna come with us? Do a little. You're on duty, so you could do a little walk around.
No. I want to stay here. I need to stay here.
I want to insight check that because something's everything going on.
Yeah.
Can I get on that too?
Absolutely.
Ooh, 11.
Suspicious.
I'm on 11.
11?
+5 to insight. Does someone want to give me the help action rather than roll?
I have a
Oh, well,
+5
that's
too, and I
probably
rolled
good enough.
19.
As it is, he appears afraid, though he doesn't know why, or at least he doesn't show any signs of knowing why. He seems lost and confused, and yet unwilling to move.
I kind of whisper that to everyone else, and kind of look specifically to Xanth or even Solaire, and there's nothing you holy people can do to maybe help alleviate.
As it is, I can use Zone of Truth to try to help him.
But
I could use heroism to increase his constitution, but it's not necessarily going to actually make him more
Fair.
capable of remembering things.
Okay.
Memory loss is always a messy thing
Yes.
to deal with.
you don't
Yeah.
have to tell me that.
Seems our best bet is to investigate the blacksmith.
Okay.
In that case, I shall stay here with the wormlings.
Now, Chompy, be a good boy for Daddy Onyx. Uncle Diamond will be right back. I'll give him a ration of food just to kind of just.
And he takes it.
No.
There's a good boy.
Yes, uncle.
There's a good boy.
So, the party heads on their way to the blacksmith.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So, the quaint little building of stone is simply marked by a sign over the door that spells out in bold, Borland Blacksmithy. Next to the shop itself appears to be a sort of low-quality forge, as you can still hear the embers of faint flame crackling. For whatever reason, another note lies on the stones of the forge, somehow not burning. You head into the shop?
I'm gonna pick up the letter, or at least try.
Alright. Surprisingly, it doesn't take too much effort to pick up the note. You do not burn your hand as you do it.
And then I open it to read it.
Alright. Give me a sec. Oh. So I'll just copy this one over first. That bleeding elf's at it again. He's been telling me day in and day out that I'm not supposed to be here. Not supposed to be here my behind. This is my town. I was born in this town, same as my daddy and his daddy before him. Doesn't matter to him, though. He's been getting angrier and angrier. Come to think of it, worst monster problem we've ever had is rats. Starting to get worried it's not the monster that's gonna try to kill us if we stay.
And so
February
far,
2nd,
none of these
1490.
letters have been signed.
No, none of these letters have been signed.
That's after.
You notice a very clearly distinct writing style difference between the two letters that you've gotten.
The dwarf one. Not dwarf one? No, words. The second one. Does it seem like it's written by a dwarf by the way it's written, or a human, or?
It does seem to be written by more of a low-income type of man. More down to earth, and something more like a laborer.
Yeah.
So, tanner, cobbler, blacksmith, any of those things.
And the first one seems to be more official, sort of.
Yes. So, what do you do?
Let's have a look around the smithy.
Yeah.
All right. Heading inside the shop, you see a few windows and a counter, behind which there appears to be an anvil. As with the rest of this village, nothing but the whistling of the wind can be heard in this empty place.
I'll have a little nose around.
Looking-
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Absolutely. Nosing around, you do see that there appears to be something carved into the anvil itself on the top. Like chiseled through the iron. You go ahead and
Yeah.
read it.
Yep.
All right. I'm short, but patience is often shorter. Death hangs around the corner, but if you want peace of mind, only the gods can help you. And us.
The fuck's happening to me?
Maybe
Is there a temple?
I saw an altar on the way over. Seemed religious.
Maybe we go there next? Follow the weird brick road thing?
Valeria's gonna though hang back just a second to see if there's any more weird visions.
As you leave, seemingly not.
Okay.
Okay. At this point, I'm going to pull my maul out and have it in to hand ready, and I'm just getting myself prepared, because I don't like what's going on right now. Is anybody else getting that feeling like they're down the back of their neck, where it's like something, hairs are sort of standing up on end sort of thing?
Xanth looks at Darman and says, I do not have hair.
Alright, then scale is fucking hell.
He gets a grin on his face.
Something's definitely very off. Like, why are these notes being left around and they aren't signed by anyone and not addressed to anyone
Yeah,
either?
but they're by...
It's worth noting that the notes themselves almost look like they're torn, as if they're ripped off of larger journals.
Okay.
They appear, the way that people are talking in these notes, they appear to be. The ones, they appear to be different. Said by different people. I mean, being like from mercenaries, you learn how people talk, and the first one seemed pompously official, hated. Second one seems my sort of guy. I'd go and have a drink with him. Probably end up in a fight with him, but we'd have a fight, drink some more, have another fight, and then keep drinking.
So we're headed to the altar.
Altar.
The altar of the gods. As the party arrives, they see what looks to be a small circular structure, which appears to be based on a foundation of marble, with 4 pillars holding up a dome roof. On each pillar, a banner to a particular deity hangs. You see on those banners images of the sun rising on a great field, 2 hands bound in red bonds, a set of scales sitting atop a hammer, and finally a gauntlet with a watchful eye staring at you from the back of the hand. Below the banner showing the gauntlet, another torn piece of paper rests, seemingly kept in place by a thin needle and string connecting holes in both the paper and the cloth.
Do I recognize these symbols?
Absolutely. Anybody who wants to can roll a
I'll do
religion
it for
check.
shits and gigs.
Okay.
Oh, 14. 14.
14.
And I have a -2 to religion.
16.
16.
I got a 10, so 16 is our best.
So, as it stands, the party is able to recognize the main ones there, as the sunset, the sun rising on the great field, is clearly the symbol of Lathander. The 2 hands bound in red bonds is the symbol of Ilmater, god of compassion and mercy. The set of scales sitting atop a hammer is representative of Tyr, the god of justice. And with the watchful eye on the gauntlet, the lair pipes up first. The symbol of Helm.
Who wants to read the notes then?
I'm gonna take my new fancy dagger and cut from the strings and take the note.
All right.
And then open it to read.
Now, Xanth is expecting there to be something carved somewhere, so as she's doing that, he'll be looking around for that.
All right. Roll an investigation check as the note
I will
is
help
shown.
Xanth look, so have advantage, Xanth.
Yep. April 21st, 1490 DR. My name is Nora Suggest, and I am the last human still residing in Triel. All the others have either left, or in the case of our blacksmith, Mr. Borland, disappeared. It began when a powerful archmage named Marcus came to us late last year. He told us that one day our town would be invaded by a horrific monster and that we had to leave for our own safety. He paid for our travel expenses and sent the vast majority of us on our way, including my own son and daughter. The only reason I am still here is to tend to the altar and ensure no thieves try to steal our stockpiles of food, kept for when we hope to return next year. The elf that Marcus left here, Horus, is an enigma. He simply stands around the town, watching, skulking, every now and then, reading. What I don't understand is that if there's a monster, why not hire a group of mercenaries, or ask for a detachment of paladins from Elturel to guard the village. It just doesn't make sense. As it is, the most that you're able to find, Xanth, is that when the letter is torn away, there's a teeny bit of carving that you can see in the hole of Helm's banner.
I'll draw their attention to it to see if they can make out anything.
I'll look over to it.
Same.
It seems that through that hole, there seems to be some carving on the pillar just behind the banner itself, like the banner is covering it.
Then just like lift up the banner so that we can see.
Absolutely. The third message reads as such. If you are too weak, you are simply food to keep us alive. If you are strong and wise, then you are our only hope to survive. There was only one way to tell. The elf lies 6 feet under the world, waiting for someone to finish his duty.
Was behind which banner?
That was
The
behind
helm.
Helm's banner.
Well, this may sound dumb, but the only time I know of 6 feet under is when someone's buried.
So is there a graveyard nearby?
Oh boy, we're gonna have zombies.
Once again, party did see a graveyard coming into the town.
Well, looks like you paladins are gonna have some fun.
And as the party is leaving the altar, walking away, suddenly there's a brief silence. An unnatural calm in the air. And then the party wakes up, back in the town square.
Wait, did I get drunk again?
As it is, the party each takes 10 points of piercing damage. As when you awake, you find basically bite marks on your own bodies and through bits of the armor. Even on Solaire.
Okay, who's getting kinky?
In the town square, do we see Maroon at all? Or Aranax?
They do appear to be there as Aranax is looking over you. What happened?
Well,
We found you bleeding out on the ground.
we just found another creepy note. We thought it said the elf lies 6 feet under, so I kind of knew the only other 6 foot under I know of is when someone said they're gonna put me 6 feet under, which means basically I'm dead. So he was like, gonna go to the graveyard. Next thing you know, someone's been really kinky and bit me. Like,
What time of day is it now? Is it like the next day? Still night?
Nope, it's not the next day. The night has gotten darker. A good bit darker, like you were out for a little bit, but you're still up. It's
Xanth is rubbing
it's
his
still
chin
late at night.
as he's thinking, and then he says, "Remember that Slaad? One that we encountered in Waterdeep. Remember remember he had the rats, and he was fattening up the guards, and he called them food. Some part of that message said something about the week would be just food. Just reminded me of that.
Yeah.
If you are too weak, you are simply food to keep us alive. If you are strong and wise, then you are our only hope to survive. There was only one way to tell.
Well, looking at the bite marks, do I recognise what sort of thing would do that, sort of leave that sort of mark?
Go ahead and roll
I'll do the
nature
assist.
check. Yeah, go ahead and have advantage for that one.
Oh, good. 17.
The bite marks almost look human, albeit stronger and sharper. But the actual indents in the flesh and in the armor, those are the kind of indents that human teeth make.
And Moraine is just standing
Just
there. Does
by
he
the
look like
shape.
he's got any bite marks on him?
No, he doesn't appear to have any. Though, actually, no bite marks.
Who's going around biting fucking people?
I think the same thing that left the claw marks that
Perhaps
I saw.
we should continue our investigation.
Let's go to that. Let's go to this fucking graveyard.
Yes.
I'm gonna hit something for biting me now. Jesus. Ow. Fucking gonna be sore.
And as we approach the graveyard, I'm gonna draw my bow.
I'm all ready.
Absolutely. So, as you have everything ready, going into the graveyard. Green grass flows through the graveyard, the whistling of the wind the only sound the party hears at this gap between life and death. Graves line this place in surprisingly small numbers, only about 30 graves clearly visible. Most are unremarkable, a simple stone tombstone listing a name, date of birth, and death, and a small sentence describing them. Examples include Jairus Borland, father of 6, friend to many more, or Nora Suggest, emissary of the gods and reflection of their compassion, may she find peace with them. Or even Arthur Lockneed, the mayor we needed but could never find.
Wait. What name was on that third note?
The third note.
Nora, my name is Nora Suggest.
If she read that note, why is she fucking there?
But who buried her?
She died?
That is a damn good question. There, guys, do you want to do some of the detecting stuff to see what the fuck's going on around here? One of you.
You do notice one grave sticks out more than the rest, with one tombstone simply unmarked and dug out. What do you do?
I walk up to the grave. Is it like even I walk up and take a look inside?
I roll a perception check just to make sure nothing's sneaking
Fair
up
enough.
on us.
Yeah.
That would be
Go ahead and roll
a
it.
22.
22. You do feel the distinct feeling in the back of your neck, like you're being
As we
watched.
approach the tomb or the grave, Xanth will just mutter under his breath, I believe we're being watched.
Alright, dickhead, come out. You know you're fucking watching us, so fucking show yourself, you chump, you bitey bastard. As I sort of look into the grave, a marked grave.
As you look into the grave, you see not a coffin, but a silver mirror, like one you would find in a very well-off household. Resting on the mirror is another note, but as you gaze into the mirror, that is not all you see.
Oh shit.
All right. You see what looks to be 3 human heads in the distance, flying high in the air above you, each attached to a long, fleshy stalk you would almost confuse for a neck. The stalks seem to go out hundreds of feet, extending in a truly unnatural fashion. The creature stares at the party with its 3 heads as its jaws begin to open as wide and as tall as possible. In a flash, the stalks retract, deep into somewhere else in the town, into a large house on a nearby hill.
What the ever-loving 3-horse house of horror piece of dog crap was that?
The monster.
I mean, no, I've seen monsters. That thing is fucking haunting.
Is there a roll
I-
to determine what this thing is?
As it is, by all means, roll a Arcana or Nature check.
Plus 0
Your
for
choice.
both, so
Yeah, it doesn't really
Yeah, I
matter.
don't know what the fuck this thing is.
I can do try Arcana.
Fair enough.
okay, I'm gonna roll. Do you have a plus to either of those? Okay, I'll
I
just give
have
you a help
a
action. That might be a little
+4.
power gamey, but we need it.
I think that that's
So roll.
completely fair.
Well,
Try to
I'm
help
gonna,
Yeah.
the person that actually knows what they're
I'm
doing.
going to sort of shimmy down and grab the note.
15 for Arcana.
Is that with advantage?
15 for Arcana.
Oh,
You have never seen
Yeah.
or heard anything like that before. That is something completely unnatural. As you shimmy on down to the grave, towards the mirror, you feel a sudden easiness. Whatever you saw, whatever that was, it's gone now. As you grab a hold of the note.
Just one thing out above table. I think I know what that thing is, and if it is what I think it is, fuck. What does the note say?
So, the note. August 7th, 1490 DR. Hellrider Moraine Gorn, reporting on what happened in the village of Trial. After the death of Marcus, who's now being given the title of the Mad Dragon, a team of 20 Hellriders, including myself, were sent from the city of Elturel to arrest the wizard Horus and figure out what the Mad Dragon really wanted with the village of Trial. Orus resisted arrest, insisting he was the only one allowed to stay in the city and that we had to leave. One thing led to another, and unfortunately, he had to be put down. Investigating the town, we noticed multiple alchemical stands, mirrors in the streets, and a book we nearly opened containing what we realized were close to 60 explosive glyphs of warding, likely a trap left behind by the mad dragon. We also noticed the stockpiles of food left behind in the storehouses were missing. We don't believe Orus could have eaten it all, but we didn't find any of it rotting away either. It was simply gone. As it is, some of us have been assigned to remain in Triol and await the return of the settlers. We aren't sure what the mad dragon was trying to do, but whatever it is, it seems to be over now. We've already received Mayor Lockneed and his family, and the rest should arrive by the end of the week. I think I'll stay here, even after the others leave. I do not want to serve Eltergard. I do want to serve Eltergard, but that fight with Orus, I'm not sure I have the stomach for that sort of work anymore.
As I get out of the grave and then note over to the others, I'm going to take a hand axe. I'm going to ling it at the mirror, try and smash it.
All right. So you are going to destroy the mirror.
Correct.
As you throw the hand axe in, and you hit the mirror with it directly, the silver mirror cracks and shatters, breaking to pieces.
I'm not going back down there, and I'm just going to remove an hand axe from my inventory. That can... well, whatever that was is not getting through there. That can fuck off.
Is there any other... Are there any carvings or anything, or notes written in the dirt?
By all means, you can roll an
I'll give her the help
check.
action.
Okay.
This
Seems a
Xanth was
bit
actually
more-
thinking that himself.
Absolutely.
Okay. 13.
13. You are able to see near, right around the grave, what looks to be tiny, tiny footprints. Not human at all. Like very tiny creatures, bunch of them, moving behind the grave. And away from it, away from the tombstone. Looking behind the tombstone, you see what looks to be another carved message.
Do the tiny footprints stop there?
We have the tiny footprints start moving out through the grass towards the street.
Am I disconcern what would the footprints belong to?
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a nature check.
I'm just helping everybody today.
Oh, wow! Oh,
Yeah.
That's wow! Oh, I just rolled double nat 20s.
That one. Oh, that's a rat. Those are rats. Rats.
That's never happened.
As the fourth message says, we have no worries of food, but food is a worry for us. Should the food run out, we may become food next. We are trapped in a dark moonlight, unable to save ourselves. We beg you, strangers, head to the seat of power and see if you cannot see. Keep your wits about you, lest you fall into the pit of despair.
So the mayor's house.
Oh, good shout.
Isn't
Question is, what would be the mayor's house if it's the mayor's house you're looking for?
Maybe we should show Moraine this note. Ask him.
Absolutely.
maybe it'll
That seems
spark
like a reasonable idea.
memory on his part.
Hey.
As Valeria,
Yes.
as the party leaves, there is another flash. Bloody
Okay.
remnants soak the ground. Bits of cloth connect to bits of rotten flesh left behind, which just further pollutes the air with the sudden stench of death. Like a loaf of bread reduced to crumbs, nothing much of the bodies remain. As it is, the tiny footprints only appear more and more obvious, as well as what looks to be a trail of something small being dragged through the dirt by the rats. And as soon as you see it, things return to normal.
I call out to the rest of you guys and immediately share what I just saw.
Why is it only showing you?
I don't know.
Should we follow the footsteps? The tracks?
Let's let's go find the seat of power thing. Let's go speak to the Moraine again. Show him the note and get the. Let's follow the breadcrumbs. I'm pretty.
Yeah, because I don't, because the tracks that I saw are no longer there, right? The only tracks that would remain are the ones that were near the grave.
As it is, those tracks are one and the same.
Okay.
It doesn't appear that you're seeing tracks that no longer exist.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to take the note back to Moraine and let him look at that and see what we get from that.
All right. So,
Yeah.
as you get back, you see Arnex and the wormlings appear hurt. As it is, they have blood flowing from different parts of the body, specifically from bite marks.
Are they unconscious?
Dumpy!
They're coming to their senses, but Arnex is still conscious.
Dumpy boy,
Moraine is
talk to me.
unharmed.
Talk to me, you okay?
No, Moraine is harmed. He does look like he's been bitten hard at different points in the plate armor. Compy appears to be just fine
Oh.
as he begins to
Just kind of do that parent thing of a big sigh of relief as you put your hand on your chest. Oh, God, you gave me a scare there, boy.
As Aranax kind of looks around, confused. Huh?
What happened?
Strange, what happened? I'm not entirely sure. There was a fight. Something attacked us, but I couldn't see what it was or hear it coming.
I know what this about to. I know what this thing is. I know exactly what it is. Fuck.
Xanth would describe what Dormund had mentioned to Arnax and ask Arnax if he knows of anything that matches that description. The three-headed
the
human
seat
thing
of
on
power,
fleshy stalks.
Ah,
Yeah.
I've heard of no such thing. Never before. It's... No, I've never heard of anything like that.
Well, let's show the note to Moraine. Is Moraine awake?
Moraine is beginning to come to his senses, though he appears dangerously injured. What? What happened?
I think whatever attacked us has
What
also
happened?
attacked you.
I don't
You
remember
didn't
being
either.
attacked. I was just...
Found we found this note. I'll show him the note.
This isn't right. This isn't right at all. They all died in the fight with Horus. I saw it. I heard their screams. And the mayor hasn't arrived yet. He couldn't have.
So the
I'm still waiting
Hey.
for him.
I'm afraid you're wrong. We saw the note from the note from the other person, or suggest we saw her grave up there. Mayor's grave up there.
The mayor's
Yes.
grave.
We need to know where the mayor's house is. Someone's leaving us breadcrumbs to follow. If we can follow it, we could get to the bottom of it and maybe help you.
Understood. The mayor's house. It's more the Lord's house. Before Trio was integrated into the kingdom of Eltergard, it was the home of an independent lord named Elvar the Grain Lord. It's a large house sitting on that hill out there.
Well, I think we found the end of the
Yes.
breadcrumbs, guys. Yeah, I think all of us should go.
Yeah. Xanth looks at Moraine and says, I believe at this point no one should be alone. You should come with us.
My duty. I
Yes.
must.
It will do
I
no
must
one
stand
any
here,
good if you
stand
get attacked
guard.
again. You will die.
Your duty is to protect this town. If up on that hill, whatever's in that lord's house up on that hill is disrupting the town, isn't it your duty to go sort it out?
Yes, you're right.
Of course I'm right. I'm Diamond.
I will follow. As he agrees to go with the party.
All right. Grab Solaire, everybody, all of us. Let's do it. Wormlings, Arnax, everybody.
So,
Oh, gang.
yes. Kriv as well.
Especially Kriv.
He's just there, kind of taking it all
I
in.
don't care what's going on.
The house. So, as you reach the Lord's Manor, you see that the house stands atop a small hill overlooking the rest of the village. The house appears to be 2 stories with a lovely garden at the entrance. As you head on inside, the living room appears to have some decent furnishings, including chairs with red cushions on them, a small bookshelf containing a couple old novels, and a tiny bear doll lying on the floor. Looking around, you see a hallway leading to other rooms. What looks to be, from where you are, a study, a kitchen, and a staircase going upwards. What does the party do?
We should check out the study
Hey,
first.
let's check the study.
Fair enough. As you head into the study, you see on the chair, connecting to a particular desk, a note and 2 keys, while the wall in front of that chair shows a message carved into the wall. Which do you want to read first?
The message on the wall.
As you wish. As this is the first message to put in a date. December 8th, 1491. You have come far, farther than the rest. The eyes watch and the ears hear. If you feel confident, strike at the belly of the beast. If you need more power, we wait for you with the wine. The end is the beginning, or the beginning, the
That's
end.
today's date, is it not? Oh,
Today's date
okay, so
is
it's
the 26th
yeah.
of December.
Wait. Read the note just to clarify something. But I think Detective Darmond Holmes is. They've got the bottom of it.
On the note, you simply hear or simply see the same phrase repeated over and over again with no date given. It's eating us, 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 it's eating us. On and on and on.
I think. Whew. So, ignoring that note which is giving me the right jimmy jammies.
Mm-hmm.
Are you thinking in?
I think it's. Aye, and that's if we need more power, but there's. The first note said about the keys.
Yes,
Oh, the first note said about the doors, the first and second
yes.
door.
There are two keys standing on that chair. With the note, the final one.
So is the doors sealing this thing at the inn or here? That's the question. I save.
You have come far, farther than the rest. The eyes watch and the ears hear. If you feel confident, strike at the belly of the beast. If you need more power, we wait for you with the wine. The end is the beginning, or the beginning of the
Shall
end.
we go back to pick up these keys and head back to the inn, guys?
Perhaps we should look around a little bit more here before we do anything else.
Just, we need to be careful because if we look too further, we might be going to the belly of the beast.
And I don't like being in a belly.
As it stands, the kitchen doesn't appear to be all that noticeable or all that memorable. Doesn't appear to be much in there. Only thing left is the staircase.
Do we go up there? I mean,
As the party looks towards the staircase, Valeria,
Yep.
in a flash, you see a massive hole in the floor where the stairs should be. The hole is about 10 feet wide, 10 feet long, massive enough for an ogre to just fall right in. You can't see exactly how deep the hole is, but in this moment, you see holes in the walls of the manor, all over, each opening coated with trails of blood and guts flowing through them. In fact, looking at it, you can see all those trails of blood lead straight into the hole. In a flash, everything returns to normal.
Again, that
Does the
shocked look on
staircase
her
lead
face,
up or
and she
down?
really describes what she just saw.
The staircase seems to lead up, but it seems that the staircase, at least from what it looked like in Valeria's vision, she saw that there was some massive hole where the staircase should be. Though, to be fair, Anyways, staircase does go up.
I think we should go back to the inn. I think if we go into the stairs, it's gonna fall.
Let's go see if we can get. Let's go get some more power before we go down. Oh, okay, Darman, keep it together. This ain't the worst situation you've been in. It's fine. It's all fine.
At least you're not having the visions.
I'm sorry, lass. Maybe we should go to the inn for a bit of Dutch courage. No, I don't like that note though. It's eating us. I'm not going to. No, fuck.
Okay. To the
I
inn.
won't do 100 court hearings for my shit and with this anymore. Oh, shit.
So, the party returns to the Singing Wind Inn. As it is, it appears the same as you left it.
I go to meet. Sorry, go on.
With the wine shelf, the now lit torches, including the lit torch next to the wine shelf.
Immediately just walk up to the wine shelf, take off about 3 or 4 bottles, enough bottles for one for every person, put them on the bar, and then with the rest of the shelf, I just literally ram it out the way.
You ram it out of the way. Just push it as hard as you can. All right, roll a stealth check. Or not stealth, strength, athletics check.
12.
If I see him struggle, I would go
12.
and give him the help action.
Absolutely, by all means.
Okay, I'll roll again. Rough 20.
Rough 20. It's like you're fighting against a mechanism as you push the shelf out of the way, revealing what looks to be an opening in the tavern or in the inn going down.
Oh, well, I found the door.
Valerius, like, I knew it!
Yeah.
Guys, could one of you pass me one of the bottles I put on the bar? Actually, no, pass me 2 of the bottles I put on the bar.
Valeria will hand over 2 of the bottles. She will take one and take a sip.
Heading down into this place, this passage, which honestly looks more like a cave than anything else. You find a locked wooden door with iron hinges.
We try. I will try the keys on the door.
Just Criv's head.
Well,
All right.
does one of the keys look different than the other? Like,
as it is, they don't seem particularly different from each other. You do see that one of the keys successfully opens the door. And as it does so, you see just about 10 to 15 feet away, another locked wooden door with iron hinges.
Everybody in, we're locking the first door.
yeah.
Understood. As the whole group slowly kind of squeezes into that space between one door and another, you lock the door behind, and then use the other key to open up and unlock the second door.
Everybody in, and I'll urge everyone in and shut and seal the door behind me.
And so now you see inside. You see a square corridor, about 15 feet wide, long, and high. Lanterns light the room as you enter. 20 tables litter the room, each one occupied by a complex system of tubes connecting into large cages. With each table, there are 2 tubes, one containing grains and random vegetable matter, the other containing water. The tubes, through some sort of strange system, distribute their cargo of food and water into small bowls inside the cages, and somehow always pour out enough food and water to fill the bowls and feed the creatures inside the cages. Rats. Their black fur shines in the light, and their eyes glow a dim blue. Each cage seems to contain 10 rats, meaning a total of 20 rats rest within these cages. They feed on the food and water as they please, and sleep silently on what looks like little patches of cloth. They notice you, but quickly return to their routine. In one cage near the back, you see a particularly old-looking rat amongst the rest, with gray hairs flowing down its back, who, unlike the others, appears totally oblivious to your presence. On top of his cage, you see what looks to be a large book, 6 red potions, and a ragged parchment note. There also appears to be a few weapons lining the wall.
Okay, if someone can read the note, I'm gonna go look at the weapons. Darmond needs anxiety weapons.
I'll read the note. No one can speak to
I can
animals,
take
right?
10 minutes.
Okay.
Instead of looking at,
I'll read the
I'll
note.
sit in front of the weapons and ritually cast Speak with Animals.
So, as it is, as you read the letter left behind, you see it. Apologies for the inconvenience, but I needed to take every precaution necessary to protect my colony. Had I simply told you where to go and what to do, there was just as much of a chance you would have been a mindless fool, just as likely to kill us as the
Oh
Hydra,
shit.
either on purpose or by leading it to us. The hope with these riddles was to try and minimize the risk of accidental death while maximizing the chance we get a group that can actually use our tools to put an end to this nightmare. Next to this note, you should find a book left behind by some wizard, Marcus, providing a description of the monster, its weaknesses, some of which you may have already uncovered yourself, as well as its strengths. We only have 1 day, a lunar cycle, to function at peak intelligence, so we have not the time to test these ourselves, though we are optimistic about the deafness and mirror weaknesses. We have enough food to last us for a month, and our cages are meant to keep us safe, ensuring we don't wander into the monster or lead it back to the rest of us. This means you don't have to take anything or unlock the cages for us to be safe, should you worry about that. The only things we recommend you take are the greater potions of healing and magic weapons we took from the dead knights. We believe the main body of the Hydra rests in the Lord's Manor, at the bottom of the pit of despair. Live or die. Close the doors one at a time when you leave. I'm the only one who remembers the beginning, and knows we do not want that creature to notice us in the event you fail.
Wonderful.
Above table, I know what this is, and fuck. Fuck, 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 fuckity fuck, fuck, fuck. Oh, you're a bastard, DM, you
Is
really
there
are.
so what do these weapons look like?
It appears that there is +1 longsword, a +1 greatsword, +1 longbow, and a +1 battle axe.
It's like they were tailor-made for us. One sword for Xanth.
Grabbing the longbow.
Absolutely.
Solaire, do you want the axe or the sword?
I'll take the greatsword. Actually, I'll take the axe. I function better with the
I'll
shield,
take
I
the
think.
greatsword. And potion
So,
each?
yep. So that
Yeah.
is another 6 potions, this time 6 potions of greater healing.
1 each.
Okay.
Who wants to take... Plus one great sword. So potion of greater healing. There's does me and I'm trying to figure out how to even this out distributing wise the potions, because me, Valeria, Solaire, Xanth all would take one. I'm guessing one would be handed to Kriv. And one to Oranax? Yeah.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
The only thing left in the room is this book that was left there.
Oranax, you seem to be the smartest one of us. You want to have a quick peruse to see if we can get anything?
Of course, of course. For the record, in order for him to fit in here, he's kind of had to shapeshift into the dwarf form.
Oh, he's walking around in dragon form?
In the town, he didn't change into a dwarf
Okay,
until now.
fair enough. I thought he...
That's why the voice was lower.
And while we're gathering up and everything and all this stuff, I'm gonna pop a healing potion.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll
Just the
do that.
basic.
Just for the record, if you do it as an action, you heal the full healing. If you do it as a bonus action,
I'll do it
you
as an
have to
action.
roll.
I'll do it as an
Absolutely.
action.
So, those that choose to use the healing potion heal back 10 HP.
Woohoo! Got back what I lost.
So let's see here. As Aranax peruses through the book, he says, well, that's interesting. There's not very much in here. The main thing of notice is the first page, which reads as such. Give me a moment just to figure this one out. Oh dear, that's a lot. Oh, creatures from the far realms consumed by hunger, and in response, try to sate it by consuming everyone around them. These aberrations seem to appear through rifts in reality a few times every century or so, usually only a handful spread across the world at different points in time. So far, this century has had 2, meaning it should be due for 1, if not 2 more. Either way, I have come to the conclusion that one will appear here, in Trial, sometime between now and the end of the next year. I'm a divination wizard more than anything. Predicting the future is what I'm best at. Regarding Trial, I've seen a ghost-filled town filled with holes, smelled blood in a blacksmith shop, and heard a melodic song that I have not heard in over 1,000 years, when I last battled one of these creatures. A foe whose song penetrates the mind and memories of its victims, plucking out everything that could reveal its existence. Holes in buildings or streets, spots of blood, near the blacksmith's anvil or his forge, and even the loved ones it's already killed. In all my years, I have never met a creature more sickening, and more terrifying to me personally than the false Hydra.
Oh!
Remember, your Fey ancestry, along with your staff, will help you resist the creature's song, but it's not enough alone to save you. If for even a moment you feel like the song is starting to play in your head or has just stopped, plug your ears immediately. The creature can sing for as long as it needs, and with time it will charm you regardless. Make sure that as the deadline gets closer, you line the streets with mirrors. That way, even if you are charmed, you should still be able to see it in those mirrors. Know this. If it is allowed to feed on its victims freely, it will grow and grow, gaining head after head, until it finally reaching its full maturity. No matter what happens, you cannot allow even the slightest chance of that happening. You understand? It must feed on humanoids to grow, and so with the lack of humanoid victims, it will, hopefully, rise to the surface and make itself vulnerable. Or, if you're lucky, simply starve to death without moving. It doesn't matter what you have to do to get rid of its food supply. As it is, it's why I cannot allow for why you cannot allow for a detachment of guards to be sent here. For greater numbers simply means more meat for the Hydra. Even if some die, far more will perish if it's allowed enough food to reach full maturity. It's the difference between the death of a small village and the death of Western Faerun entirely. It should not come to that sort of choice, but be ready if it does. I will try to return before its arrival, but circumstances may make that difficult. I'm on a quest of my own, my greatest and final quest. I prefer not to give too many details in case prying eyes watch. Even still, this is what I shall say. Should I succeed, the world will finally be rid of such monsters. Aberrations, devils, demons, dragons. The world will never have to worry about such things ever again. Hold the line, Oris, and I promise that when we next meet, the world will be a far more peaceful place.
So there was not anything in there that actually told us any weaknesses that it had.
Mirrors. Oh, fuck.
Actually, it did.
Broke
You
one.
gotta give me a moment to just... Nope, hang on, where was that? Remember. Staff. Look at those mirrors. Yep, okay, this is the second part, but even what I've just copy-pasted already kind of tells you. It's... I'll actually bold that particular part, which would help you. Remember, your Fey ancestry, along with your staff, will help you resist the creature's song, but it's not enough to save you. If even for a moment you feel like the song is starting to play in your head, or has just stopped, plug your ears immediately. The creature can sing for as long as it needs, and with time, it will charm you regardless. Make sure that as the deadline gets closer, you line the streets with mirrors. That way, even if you are charmed, you should still be able to see it in those mirrors.
Should probably plug our ears. Xanth would suggest that.
Mm-hmm.
And the only mirror we know about was broken.
Oh. I mean, in hindsight's a wonderful thing. I thought I was. But we didn't know. We don't know what the fuck it was. We don't know.
We
what
see
were
any other
dealing
mirrors
with.
in all of our wanderings in this town?
Seemingly no.
Okay.
Not that you've been able to see so far.
We could always pick up the shards of the mirror.
I mean, potentially. As it is, it's difficult to say whether or not deafening, like the plugging the ears, will be enough on its own. Regardless, you should be able to, you should have like decent enough earplugs inside of your pouches.
Right. Hand signal only, guys.
Yep. Let's do this.
Boy,
You wanted to. Xanth says you wanted to hit something,
like that,
Darman.
but-
Here's your chance.
Why have I got a real bad feeling I'm going to get hurt today?
Encourage my companions. The blessing of Bahamut is with us.
I need the blessing of fucking fine women and whiskey right now. Oh, Jesus. I hope Candlekeep has a lot of whiskey because I'm going to need it after this. Let's go kill this fucking thing.
As the party exits,
We'll do what he said to seal the doors or something.
Absolutely. Respectful.
Darman's really nervous and really anxiety driven right now. He's kind of like behaving himself.
Oh, by the way, half-elves, I realized, have Fey ancestry.
Yep. Against being charmed, and magic can't put us to sleep.
Yep. So, as the party leaves, you see in the tavern exactly what Valeria saw. You see in the inn, the chairs and tables of the Singing Wind Inn are lined with scratch marks and permeated with blood stains. Looking back in the bedrooms 2, 4, 5, and 7, there is no wall separating the bed from the outside world, trails of blood leading into the streets. Only thing that looks completely the same are the unlit torches. As you head past the blacksmithy towards the Lord's Manor, you see bits of armor and weapons lining the floor inside the blacksmithy. Some bits of heavy armor, such as a few boots and gauntlets, appear to still have their respective human hands and feet inside. The largest amount of them appears focused around the windows, which appear to have broken wooden boards nailed around them, as if someone tried to barricade themselves inside the blacksmithy. The forge outside is completely out. The stones outside as lifelessly cold as the bodies inside. As it is, you no longer hear the whistling of the wind. And as you head to the Lord's Manor, once again, you now see the blood stains and blood trails lining the streets. The bits of blood and gore scattered across the once prosperous town of Triel. As you head back to the hole, the staircase, you see the hole is there. Clear as day. As it is, the hole is, as said before, 10 feet wide and 10 feet long, with no clear bottom noticeable. It's big enough for an ogre to jump in. It might be a bit of a struggle for a dragon, at least an adult one.
I would say to the wormlings to wait outside.
All right. Question. Are you bringing Moraine Gorn with you and
Yes.
Solaire?
Need all the help we can get. If this thing took out attack from the guards, numbers is a good thing.
Although interestingly, you certainly didn't see any earplugs inside the blacksmithy. Or mirrors. Anyways. I assume that you would have to descend via
I've
a
got
rope.
a rope, so I'll tie it, secure it somewhere, and sort of. Well, down I go. I'll be the first. And I'll sort of tie it around, secure it, and sort of shimmy myself down.
Alright. As you head inside, you notice the area is completely pitch black. There is nothing you can see, but you can smell something inside beating. Does the rest of the party follow down?
Yep.
You're gonna need a light. You're gonna have to light up, it's pitch black down here.
How you want to do that? I mean, all things considered, Solaire could probably just use the light spell.
Yeah,
I think that might be easiest.
Wait a minute, he doesn't have the light spell. His
I'll
son.
light a torch.
Because I need both my hands, unfortunately, from my
I'll
bow,
kind of
so I
light
can't
the
hold
torch
it.
and kind of hand it to Xanth and say, "Could you hold that for a second?
Yeah, Xanth will take it.
Because I need both. You're the one that probably needs it most."
Absolutely. Actually, Solaire says, actually, I could hold it. I'm used to holding a torch and a sword in one hand, or a sword in one hand and a torch
sure.
in another.
Work.
I suppose in this case, it's a battle axe.
Xanth
Yeah,
rubs
doesn't
his
matter.
chin thoughtfully for a moment and looks at Valeria and says, "Should we give Solaria his sword for this encounter?"
Mm. I don't know. I don't think so. Because he's got the one magical weapon.
Yes, but isn't the
Does
poison
have the
on
+1
his
battle
sword
axe.
much more potent than the battle axe? I know that there is some trust issues there, but it feels like that might be a boon in this encounter.
Choice is
I'll
yours.
leave it to you, up to you, lass.
I'll give it to you for now, but I want it returned after. She'll pull it out of the bag.
Of
and hand
Then
it to
maybe
Of
just
course.
give the axe to Armand.
I mean,
He's holding the great sword.
you
He's
just
got
give me
them
all the +1 weapons.
I mean, he might just.
You can throw them all
Krim
you.
would need one.
Yeah, we'll say that's a good point. But I think he was already given. No, there was like, I think there was like 2 long swords. Either way, there was a long sword, there was a great sword, there was a bow, and there was a battle axe. So, unless Darmond was basically hoarding the battle axe and the great sword,
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll just do it for now, just for relative sake.
fair enough. So you hand him the battle axe, +1 battle axe. One thing that's nice about +1 weapons is that you don't actually have to attune
That's
to.
a good thing.
Yes. Yes.
So, as it is, as the light opens up, there appears to be a passageway, like a little cave almost, going forward, with the blood just sort of thick all around here. It's not a trail. The floor is just blood.
Well, that's inviting.
Chances are, whatever it is, might lie right behind, just right through that passage, just a few feet down.
Xanth is going to cast Shield of Faith on himself as we're walking along.
All right. As you get there, as you come down, you see 3 bald human heads with red-stained teeth and black sunken eyes staring at you, following your movements as you come down. The smell of death has become unbearable as you see the mound of gooey gray flesh that the heads connect to.
Yeah, and permission to put a picture in chat of what it looks like.
Permission
I hope
granted.
you guys don't want to sleep tonight.
In this case, the creature only has 4 heads,
Oh,
from
that's
what you
good
can
news.
tell.
That's actually... Yeah! Welcome to your first False Hydra encounter, guys.
I want the party to roll for initiative.
What do you want it to do?
I want to
Diplomacy
run the fuck
this?
away. Oh, 13.
Here we go. That 13, you said. Oops. All right. He's gonna have a +7 to the roll. Okay, that's a 20-fucking-6.
I'm guessing.
And just for the record, I assume the man activated the thing before going down, along with haste.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, before we just turn the corner to it, I would have said get your dancing shoes on.
By the way, Xanth's horn still has the fire-breathing potion in it.
Yep. And the creatures.
So, what do you guys think of the False Hydra so far? What do you think how it looks?
They're wonderful.
Oh, that's a 19. All right. So, Darmond,
15.
you got a 13. Valeria, you got a 5. Xanth, what did you get? 15. I've got a 17. Okay, so looking at it. 6. $18. Kriv, 17. Xanth, 15. Darmond, 13. Valeria, 5. Solaire is the first one to go, as the false Hydra sort of recoils, one head singing, while the other 3 prepare to strike. It seems desperate, surprised, and even a bit scared of the fact you're down here with it. As Solaire goes in for his attacks, as he's just going to go for 3 attacks right on it. So that's going to be +8 to all of those. Oh, thank goodness for his modifiers, I suppose.
Oh,
As 2 are going to hit. As that's going to be 2d or 6 plus, as he's going to go for a 2nd level Divine Smite, as that does a total of 16 points of damage. And this thing has to make 2 Constitution saving throws, which it automatically passes.
Package.
The poison getting into its veins, but not stopping it. As he slashes one of the head stalks and cuts into it with the radiant energy, trying to blast in and cut it even further. Yet it doesn't quite break through. Next up on the turn order is the False Hydra, who immediately, well, no. So he attempts 3 attacks with his head. And so that is going to be a total of, and this is towards Laeral.
Are these physical attacks?
Screwed that up.
Okay, I'll be using my intercept ability.
Yep, these are physical attacks. Understood. As it stands, 2 of the attacks hit, dealing a total of 10. Yeah. A total of 15 damage to Laeral as it continues to sing. It moves almost sluggishly for a creature that's only really of a large size, only about as big as the Slaadi you fought in the sewers, with the exception being that the Slaadi didn't have the necks going out hundreds of feet.
Was the 15 damage he took after the 10 that I prevented?
No.
Okay, just
You
checking.
prevent 10 damage of that 15, meaning he only takes 5.
Good work, Xanth.
Absolutely could work. Next up is Moraine Gorn, who is going to go ahead with his attacks. For the record, I want may as well have it so that everybody in the party goes ahead and shoots their wad, because this creature is not really capable of fleeing.
So you want us to all...
Want you to basically go ahead and make your attacks if you're going to attack it. While
Okay,
he's
well,
making
I'm going
his.
to bonus action rage. Because, yeah. Reckless, Great Weapon Master.
Okay, so both of his miss completely. This man misses on those strikes against the Hydra. Nice.
Oh! Oh! Natural 20! Natural 20!
Natural 20.
Nice.
Or 36 points of damage on the first hit. Second one, Reckless, Great Weapon Master. Oh. 1 and a 2. I miss.
Xanth.
Second attack.
Alright. Kriv will also be making his attacks on this thing.
I aim my attacks to the head
So go.
that Laeral attacked.
Absolutely. As he is going to go for. Okay, so that is a 19 to hit. That is an 18 to hit. Both of those hit. As Kriv does an additional 15 points of slashing damage to the creature.
Sounds like 19 and 20 will hit for me. If 18 hit. Looks like Valeria got a 17. I don't know if that hits or not.
19 and 20 hit. Both of those hit.
17 and 26 and 17.
They both hit.
Okay.
Yeah, only one.
So I'm
everybody
going
roll
to apply.
Okay.
I'm going to apply Branding Smite, which does radiant damage. Just making sure he doesn't have any radiant
Understood.
resistance. And that's going to be a total of
56 from you two.
That
Oh boy.
that crit
Oh,
that crit
it's
with
fucking destroyed.
Great Weapon Master.
Oh yeah.
Then my second attack, I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Yes.
It balanced out. The universe said no.
– 29 points of damage total.
Okay. And
Slashing
Xanth?
and radiant.
29 points of damage.
I just blew both of my
Alright.
second level slots, so
Yes, that's the one.
So, in the process of all the onslaughts, arrows cutting into necks, axes cutting straight through the neck, and great strike into another stalk along with Kriv. Two heads of the false Hydra right off the bat get cut right the fuck off,
oh wait,
falling to the ground.
I screwed that up. I should have dealt a lot more damage. I didn't realize that doing a
Oh, how
divine
so?
smite was 2d8 right off the top. So I've got to roll 4d8. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Wow,
bad.
you're just going
That's
at it.
14 more points of damage.
And okay.
Sorry, I'm still getting used to
That's-
the whole
Understood.
divine smite thing.
Oh, no problem. Is that would technically count as... Oh, not quite. Not quite. Two heads have been cut off. The third one's not looking particularly good, as it goes right back up to the top with Solaire. As the false Hydra, surprisingly, is nowhere near as dangerous at this stage of its life.
Is the act of drinking a potion
when the party is aware of it?
Okay, so I'd like to drink my potion of fire breath.
I think it's a bonus action in this case. Absolutely. So he's going to go 20 plus 8. That's going to be... Oh, wow, that's all going to hit. That's going to be 3 or 2d20 plus... Try to resist that situation. That would be plus 3. Wow! Fucking... Okay. So, Solaire, in slashing into the Hydra, just cutting right into the core of the creature, and dripping the poison directly into its being, despite it being an aberration, despite it being a creature from the far realms, the poison actually works.
Poison, man.
The poison seeps through into the core of the creature, and as it thrashes around wildly in an attempt to defend itself, the poison finally takes over, and the creature, giving a very loud bellow that the party can't really hear, collapses to the floor, unconscious.
Well, Xanth
I'm
has
not
already
stopping.
drank this potion, so he's going to be hitting it with some fire.
I'm literally gonna hack and
Absolutely.
slash at the heads, everything. You know that chef where it dices something really fast. I'm doing that with a great sword.
Understood. As the party cuts this premature false hydra
Lucky,
to
we are very
pieces,
lucky. It was premature.
tears it to pieces completely. Heads are cut to pieces. The mound of grave flesh goes lifeless.
And Xanth burns it all
And the
up
false
so it can't
hydra
ever come back.
is slain.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
When this thing's at full go, it's fucking horrific.
I've heard horror stories about it, but that's about
I
it.
faced one with another game with about, I think it had 7 heads. So when it has 7 heads, its song can affect people within like a 5-mile radius.
I was kind of prepared without realizing I was prepared, because Xanth has the calm emotions spell. Didn't have to use it, but would have been very useful if he'd have got any of us charmed.
Don't think it.
There is one thing, though. As the false hydra dies, it gives out one last desperate attack with its head. As it essentially tries to bite Kriv. Hitting him, and knocking the earplugs out, while the second still existing head of the false hydra continued its song until its death. Basic effect of that is just that at the very end of the fight, Kriv just straight up forgets the fight.
Fair!
That is brilliant.
Makes perfect
I am
sense.
all for that.
Just like how you guys fought your previous fights with the false hydra earlier in the town.
Mm. When woke up
Or
and
the-
having
Or
forgot.
the one where you fought it off before, but then forgot that you had fought it at all. The cut to black.
Yeah. Oh, we were lucky it wasn't a full strong.
Yeah, all things considered, the fact that you guys came in when it was at 4 heads, which, by the way, sounds like that's what Horus was there to do, keep the false hydra as small and as premature as possible before it, or basically cut away as much of its food supply as possible so that it couldn't grow as much as it needed to.
And
You also came in with a level 10 paladin and a level 2 rogue and a fucking adult gold dragon. Well, that didn't really. I mean, it did try to attack the gold dragon. That
I could just
did not go
imagine
very
hit
well.
the head going for Oranax at the gold dragon and just putting his claw out and just like like when you put your hand on someone's head and they're trying to swipe it angrily, he's just like, no, just go
Yeah.
away, you fucking weirdo.
So the mad dragon tried to protect
Tried
his
to
place?
stop the thing, yeah.
That's kind of the strange thing that you run into with it. It seemed as though the mad dragon tried to stop the false hydra from reaching full maturity, no matter what the cost. As if you notice in the letters, people started disappearing long before the false hydra appeared. The ones who refused to leave the town. I'm pretty sure that Voranatar putting an elf wizard in charge of guarding this village
Yeah,
probably was an
knowing that
intentional choice as well.
Fae,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Fey ancestry helps resist the false Hydra's influence. So, as it is, Moraine Gorn somehow managed to survive this. He is the sole survivor.
Though he doesn't realize
Oh,
how and doesn't remember it.
Trial. He's starting to put it together. Context clues, at the very least, help him to figure it out, even if he can't remember. And as the party has finished with the false Hydra, it has the opportunity to finally rest for the night.
Heebie-jeebie.
And Valeria's just like, and what's up with...
Look at Arnax and like, you couldn't have flown a little further.
What?
I mean, yeah.
I had to get there faster. I didn't know that there was going to be something like that.
The rest of the bottles of wine that are upstairs on the bar at the end, he's just literally pounding back, and he's like, I don't need a drink for a week to forget this shit. What the hell?
Well, we could always have the thing sing for you
I'd
again.
rather listen to Kriv sing. I can just imagine Kriv's like, what are you going on about? I don't know what's going on.
Which is
What
not a
happened?
departure from the norm,
No clue.
as is tradition.
Like, what?
But wait, what's going on?
Oh, Jesus, that thing was horrendous.
Should we let the rats out?
By the sounds of it, the rats should be able to let themselves out when the time comes.
Okay.
In fact, they specifically mentioned to do not open the cages. It's
Fair.
keeping us from acting
Stuff,
like
good stuff.
idiots.
I mean,
So, as it is, you kind of have two options. Either we can roleplay the stuff that happens in Candlekeep in the next session, or the whole process of getting to Candlekeep, getting through the door with either the map, the poem, or now the fucking book written by the Mad Dragon
if
himself.
we handed all three in, would we get
I would
anything
think so.
extra?
I mean, there's a good chance that you could trade that, like in the city itself. You might be able to trade
I think that book
one
would
of those
be
or both
like
of those
the
things
biggest.
in
Like
for, like,
that
a
would be
favor.
huge. It ought to be worth a lot.
Yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm
Oh,
down.
absolutely.
I'm down to stick around. It's up to you guys.
That would- Well, I'm more just saying, would you rather have that in the next session,
Oh.
or would you rather have that through mini sessions?
You know me, I love a good mini session.
Uh,
Whatever you guys want to do. If it needs to be something we all respond to and everything, it might be easier to wait till the next session.
No, it would.
yeah, I feel. I don't know. I feel like if it's the whole thing is going to Castle Keep, that part we should all be together.
All right, then I guess we can go. We can
Hopefully
do that
get
in the
some
next
stuff
session.
sorted.
Absolutely. So, in that case,
I reckon
that is
Valeria
the
would
end of the session tonight.
get the sword back from Laeral immediately. She's like, give me that.
Oh yeah,
Though
absolutely.
that did turn out to be
Absolutely.
very useful, so
Well, it's like, yeah, that actually. Apparently, the false Hydra is not immune to poison. Or shit, even
Screw you,
resistant to
Hydra.
it.
I'm resistant to it.
Sometimes I feel like this party just kind of force gumps its way through these things. Like we just happened to figure out the thing to do, like by dumb luck.
Like I said, Sherlock or Holmes, Dermond.
Armand Holmes and
and-
Valeria Watson.
Yep. And then
Nope.
Xanth.
As it is,
Level up.
appreciate you all coming in tonight. I think it's been a good session.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Yeah. Have a good